Hello, hello, and once again, we are live. Let's go. Um, so a few things I've noticed right off the bat. First of all, Lex Luger is back. Happy with that. Finally use him again, at least in angles. I probably won't use him any more than we are already. Nikita Koloff is back, who we are instantly going to hire. Yeah, I guess written for a year for 1 month. I'm not super against him being exclusive. What else? What else? There was something. So Gigante, Luger, Steiner, and Steiner are gone from New Japan. Clash of Champions has gone dormant. That's fine. Got no problems with that. All seems fine. I thought there was something I wanted to do, and now I'm just blank. The WWF. So I've moved. Superstars of Wrestling used to be on a Friday, but now I've moved it over to the day that it does actually happen. Just because every time I was doing it, I would have I had to search a day forward. Who knows why it was put on this day? Maybe it was taped on this day and aired the next. I don't know. So, but that does mean we have WCW Power Hour, WCW Worldwide, or just World Championship Wrestling in this mod, and Superstars of Wrestling in the same day. Which, a bit of a hassle, but yeah, we'll deal with it. What's going on here? Lightning Kid has left GWF, Shawn Michaels has gone, Haku's gone, Snook has been hired on a tour, Law has left, Valentine. Everyone's loan periods are ending. I guess I'd say we've been doing this 3 months, but I guess not. What else is there? I think that's everything. I can't think of anything major. Coming up, we do have Saturday night's main event 30, which... So it's an odd one. It airs this day. It was filmed 2 weeks earlier. So there isn't anything like major happening on it. It just... Yeah. I thought I'd do it, like, just do it on the day that it airs, and then life's a lot easier. But let's see what we're booking first. I'm hoping WCW. Do I have WCW up? I do. That is fine with me. Alright, we're doing Superstars of Wrestling first. I can deal with that. February 1st from Daytona Beach, Florida. So no one's getting a week off. We can now go to, I guess, the Northwest. Booking team meeting. What's the main event, in fact? The main event is Undertaker against Mickey J. Can we spend creative energy to come up with a creative finish for the Undertaker? It's a bit of a gamble. Undertaker finish. I just want to try it. Done. Happy with that. I've never really used it, so I'm just interested. Tension between JJ Dillon and Tony Greer during this meeting. Rip Oliver. Doesn't he work for WCW? I guess not. Has requested he can hang out. Yeah, that's fine with me. Art Bars, after we could use him. Absolutely. I feel like I meant to hire Art Bar for WCW. Yeah. We can bring you in. Make offer. Some heat between Jay Strongbow and Owen. Bob Bradley got into an argument with Owen backstage. Linda has been passing on tips to Shane. Bruce has been spreading rumours about Brian Knobbs. Fair enough. Let's again do some meddling. I guess between Brutus and the Dynamite Kid. I just want Dynamite Kid to be okay with everyone. I'd like to come in with the pretense that he's making amends. Yeah. Hello, Timu. How are you? Everyone has heat with Strongbow, bro. It's a nightmare. So our hosts tonight are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. Ooh, what modding are you doing? WWF Superstars of Wrestling opening. When this game first came out, before there was any real mods to play, I started creating a... So I'd been working on a February 2007 mod for the last game. What was it? 2020? Is that the last game? And I slowly started working on it again at the start of this game cycle, I guess, but I haven't really picked it up since. Maybe I'll kind of post it somewhere and be like, if anyone wants to work on this, they can. Because I think 2000... No, wait, it was 2008. My apologies. Because I think 08 would be cool, but I just don't really have the time for it. Especially when I'm doing this in my spare time. 60s one and a 93 one. Both would be cool. Especially since around 93, you'd have Hogan just coming into WCW. 60s would also be cool, but I can understand that being an absolute nightmare. I'm really looking for something like 1983 or 84. I ideally want all the Von Erichs alive, is what I'm looking for. So we see clip from the WrestleMania 8 press conference, where at the podium is the 5 contenders for the WWF World Heavyweight Table. Flair takes the podium and tells the press he told everyone he would win the title. And then the camera shows the 5 contenders. Flair then proclaims that he will leave WrestleMania 8 as the champion and takes off after that. Tony is now at the podium and names off the contenders, but after much consideration, the person who will challenge Flair at WrestleMania will be Hogan. Sid stood up before Tony named Hogan and was pissed that his name was not called. Hogan then asked Flair what he will do when Hulkamania runs wild on him. But press conference. Flair takes the podium and tells everyone he told to win the title. Flair then proceeds to proclaim he will leave WrestleMania 8 as the champion and takes off. Tony's now at the podium and names off the contenders, but after much consideration, the person who challenged Flair will be Hulk Hogan. Sid is pissed when his name's not called. Hogan then asks Flair what he'll do when Hulkamaniacs run wild on him. Pre-taped video. This will probably be about 8 minutes. So we have Ric Flair cutting a promo. Mr. Perfect is also there, just doing some character development. Hulk is cutting a promo, so it's, I guess, Jack Tunney. We do also have Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, and I guess The Undertaker was also because of one of the men. Perfect. That's good to me. Yeah, we can improvise it. We then cut to the announcers. Perfect says they wanted to face Hogan, that's why they keep voting him on Primetime Wrestling. Savage is unhappy and wishes Hogan luck and wants him to do his thing. Sid tells everyone to shut up and said he was the last man standing at the Rumble, but Hogan eliminated him from outside the ring. Sid said what Tunney did was bogus. Sid tells Hogan he cannot beat Flair on his best day, then Sid says he rules the world. I'm going to put that in. Savage is unhappy but wishes Hogan luck and wants him to do his thing. Sid then tells everyone to shut up and said he was last man standing at the Rumble, but Hogan eliminated him from outside the ring. Take that out. Sid then tells Hogan he could not beat Flair on his best day, and then Sid said he rules the world. So Savage is unhappy, wishes Hogan luck. Sid is furious. So we could do Sid cutting a promo, Randy Savage cutting a promo, on Ric Flair off screen, and Hulk Hogan off screen. We then start with the Beverly Brothers and the Genius. Getting a win over two jobbers. Then beat Face Men. Let's put them over Keith and Bruce Hart. Because if we do the storyline, the Hart Foundation, we can add these just as supporting. Beverly's beating the other Harts. Big Boss Man against Terry Davis. After the match, Boss Man cuffs Davis to the ropes. We don't need to add that. We can just have Boss Man getting a win, because that kind of adds nothing. He can beat... Let's have him beat Art Bar. Nice. Big Boss Man over. Let's make this steal the show, actually, because I know Boss Man can go. It's then Pat Tanaka against Tatanka. Vince tells us Chris Chavis has now taken the Tatanka name. Vince says the red streak on Tatanka's hair represents the blood of all the Indian nations combined. So Tatanka... let's do him cutting a promo. Vince is the interviewer. Book, that's perfect. And then Tatanka against Pat Tanaka. Oh, do we have Tanaka injured? Oh no. And Tanaka wins in 2 minutes. Storyline, Tatanka Buffalo, let's just add Pat. I keep forgetting he's just Tanaka. Perfect. Vince keeps calling this a great debut and could be headlining WrestleMania. So we could do an ad for WrestleMania 8. Probably stick that a little earlier. 3-minute video. Pre-taped. Hype. Again, let's just stick all the major boys. Perfect. Oh. And then we have IRS against Bob Smedley. Cool. Erwin against Face, Male. Exclude already booked. Let's have him go over Rudy Gonzalez. Again, another quick little 3-minuter. IRS. We see a vignette for Papa Shango. He's in a dark room with candles and skulls everywhere. Shango's face is a skull painted on it. Shango tells us that the time has come and it's a time for blood. Nice. Storyline. I guess add storyline WWF. The Voodoo Man. Hopefully I haven't put Papa Shango in a match yet. Animal? No. I guess let's do just the Ultimate Warrior on a supporting role. So Papa cutting a promo, the Ultimate Warrior soon. I think that's his first feud. Not fully sure. That's fine. Boop. That's perfect. We then have El Matador against Bob Morgan. We don't really have... Yeah, there's no mention of the Matador Ted DiBiase feud. Let's just have Tito against Heel Male B.A. Dalton. I don't think we've done this match. Oh, we have. Heel Male. The Wits. Yep, never been done. That is fine with me. 3 minutes. Tito's going over, obviously. We then have the Funeral Parlour with guest Sensational Sherry. Barrett asks about looking so happy and live. Sherry says she's on cloud 9 and has found the man of her dreams. And that man is Shawn Michaels. She says that Shawn never needed Marty, and now Shawn has all the time to accept her love. Perfect. So let's add storyline. Where is it? Barbershop window. Can we add her in a major? No. So let's remove her from this. And add Sensational Sherry as a major. Oh, she managed to show Michaels already. Ooh. That is fine with me. So, Funeral Parlour with guest Sensational Sherry. She's now with Shawn Michaels. So, Funeral Parlour with guest Sensational Sherry. Sherry, she sells seashells on the seashore. Sherry says she is on cloud 9 and has found the man of her dreams. This man has long blonde hair and a body that would make Greek gods envious, and he has the most wrestling ability. Sherry then says this man makes her blood run hot, and this man is Shawn Michaels. Sherry says Shawn never needed Marty. And now Shawn has time to accept her love. Let's just have Shawn here as well. Why not cut the promo? And then Farty Jannetty off screen. Never Google Marty Jannetty's ankle. We have a video of the Legion of Doom defeating Pat Sanchez and Jim Cooper from an earlier edition of Primetime Wrestling. We'll maybe put that in. We probably will because we have the time. Up next is The Undertaker against Mickey J. Mickey J, former WCW referee. Nice. Where is The Undertaker? There he is. Stick him against face, male. It is our A show. I feel like, yeah, stick him against Slaughter. Have I done this match? No, that's fine. 15 minutes. I guess just storylines. Which one is it? Snake? Yeah, snake fight. Let's add Sigid. Just in a support, just in the hopes this gets a decent rating. The Undertaker, storytelling. Boop. Undertaker wins super quickly, 147. That's it. Don't really have much more. Let's have a Saturday night main event ad. Right, pre-taped video in the ring's fine. 4 minutes. When's Warrior back? Hopefully soon. March. I have a whole other month without him. I don't know where I'm developing this lisp from. I'll tell you what, I don't like it. I'm not sure how long this stream will be. Could be a quick one, could be a short one. All depends how the wind blows. Let's take that there. Mostly for the fact that, well, actually, I don't have anything to do. Gotta sort the washing out. That's the extent of it. I want to finally do the team of Maniac Mark Lewin and Ray Stevens. They can take on Butch and Luke. How long do we need? 6 minutes. Easy with me. Make it 4. Who's younger at the two of them? 54. I think Mark Lewin's 56, yeah. She can be unhappy, I don't like you. What's the booking issue? Oh, Butch is extremely unhappy. Yeah, it's fine. Team, add... Maniac Mark Lewin and Ray Stevens. Individuals, just auto name. Add team. This is now an inactive unit. Everyone else pretty well together. Orient Express, we can just stick them as an inactive unit. Save. Just because Kato is out for a whole year. And I imagine at some point he's going to have been released from WWF. So we've got Superstars of Wrestling opening. I'm 100% going to change that, by the way. I know that's cheating. Just want to let everyone know I'm making them a team. Terrible Wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Lewin and Stevens defeat the Bushwhacker when Maniac Lewin submitted Butch with a sleeper. WrestleMania 8 press conference. Flair takes the podium and tells the press he told everyone he would win the title. Flair then proclaims he will leave WrestleMania 8 as the champion and takes off. Tony is now on the podium and names off the contenders, but after much consideration, the person who will challenge Flair at Mania will be Hogan. Sid is pissed when his name is not called. Hogan then asks Flair what he's going to do when his Hulkamaniacs run wild on him. The Beverleys defeated Keith and Bruce of the Hart Foundation when Bo pinned Keith with a Shaker Heights spike. Savage is unhappy, but wishes Hogan well and wants him to do his thing at WrestleMania. Sid then tells everyone to shut up. He said he was the last man standing at the Rumble, but Hogan eliminated him from outside the ring. Sid then tells Hogan he could not beat Flair on his best day. Then Sid said he rules the world. In an extremely short match, Bossman defeated Art Bar with a big Bossman slam. 58, happy with that. I'll probably hire Art Bar as WCW. Vince says the red streak in Tatanka's hair represents the blood of all the Indian nations combined. And then, in a bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat, Tanaka defeated Tatanka with a rolling wheel kick debut. Yeah, they have good chemistry and similar names. An ad for WrestleMania 8 airs. And then, in a bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat, IRS defeated Rudy Gonzalez in 307 with the penalty. Shango tells us the time has come, and it's a time for blood. Subpar wrestling and little heat. Tito defeated the Wits in 235 by pinfall with a flying forearm smash. We then have the funeral parlour with sensational Sherry. And Sherry says that she is on cloud 9 and has found the man of her dreams. That man has long blonde hair and a body that would make a Greek god envious. Alright, yeah, and sorry, I was reading ahead. And has the most wrestling ability. Surely it should be the most amazing wrestling ability. Sherry then says this man makes her blood run hot, and says this man is Shawn Michaels. Sherry says that Michaels never needed Marty, and now Shawn has all the time to accept her love. And then, in the main event, in a bout which had great heat and decent wrestling, The Undertaker defeated Slaughter in 1442 with a tombstone. We then get a Saturday night's main event ad. I thought this would happen. That's why I tried to put on a better main event. That's fine. As long as we can stay big, then I won't complain. Right, we are on Power Hour. I'll give no one the night off. The venue, I think we've been at the Mid-Atlantic long enough. Let's go to the Mid-South. Locker room instance. Ken Raper has turned up. Yeah, you can wrestle. Put you as a heel. Van Hammer is turned up with on hard drugs. I want to suspend him. He's very happy, fair. R. Anderson ran some pre-show drills. Dusty has passed on tips to his son. Ole got into an argument with Shavonte. Bob Cook got into an argument with Shavonte. Let's address the locker room. Is there any meddling we could do? I guess Ole and Dusty, in the hopes that they might become friends. Perfect. Power Hour, literally, we just need to auto book it. Don't do title matches, book full show. I forgot we had Dory Funk Jr. Stick that here. Get rid of this one. Let's do a WCW Power. Oh god. WCW Power. Power opening. Perfect. Height, pre-tape, video. Yep. Willing to do that. Let's add all the main boys. Is anyone for? It's Dustin Rhodes. Something I never know. Like how. Ooh, it's Ron Simmons. I actually don't know. I feel like I say this every time when I look at the stars. Book. Perfect. Let's have Ron Garvin and let's have Garvin and Murdoch take on PN News and Joey Mags. It's good with me. Let's stick Ron Garvin up. Then have an interview with Ole Anderson. Ole and Arn Anderson. Where's Ole? Cutting a promo, and cutting a promo. Polly cutting a promo. Off screen, let's add Steamboat, Wyndham, and Dustin. Perfect. Mr. Hughes against Dean Malenko. Instead, let's do a little 3v3. We can do Jericho. Any heels? Let's do Jericho, Booker. So Stevie Ray's a face. Where's Stevie Ray? Perfect. Just turn him as a heel. Oh, perfect. Let's just do Chris Jericho, Booker and Stevie against Face, Men, Chip, Todd Champion, and is there anyone up here we don't care about? Big Josh probably, if I'm completely honest. And he's already kind of annoyed, so minimum of 5 minutes, that's fine. Let's stick Jericho over. Interview with Larry Sabisco and the Dangerous Alliance. That's good. Where's it's Larry Sabisco? There he is, cutting a promo. and Polly. I have Larry. Who else? I guess it's just Steve Austin. Oh, Bobby Eaton, Steve Austin, Medusa. Perfect. And then stick just the usual. Sting. Ricky Steamboat. And Barry Windham and Dustin off screen. This is like, I feel like this is the Dangerous Alliance show, similar to when they made a specific NWO show. NWO? Yeah, it's NWO, isn't it? Perfect. Just cut 3 more minutes. Easily you can do that. So a video featuring Missy Hyatt, Steamboat, Wyndham, and Rhodes. Missy Hyatt, perfect. We also want Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat. Thomas Rich against Dory Funk. Intended to stick off 3 minutes. Dory's a face, isn't he? Let's put him against heel, male. Let's stick him against Gene. Stick Funk over. Nice. Then the main event, I want to do a 2v2. Who's our highest heel? Let's have Lex and King Kalua against face male. Let's do the Italian Stallion and Tim Bossman. Easy. 6 minutes. Stick Kalua over. Job's a good one. Interview with Dustin Rhodes. Let's do an interview with Dustin and Dusty Rhodes. So Dustin's cutting a promo. There he is. Dusty's cutting a promo. Let's stick and dangerously off screen. Amazing. Interview with Harley Race, Lex, Luger, and Vader. Is there like a Harley Race stable? Where's Harley? There he is, cutting the promo. So is Lex. So is Vader. That's fine. Who can we cut the promo on? Off screen. I guess Sting. Interview with Harley Race and Lex Luger. Ampersand, that is fine. 5 minutes. Harley Race, Lex Luger, Sting. Perfect. What do we need? Everything looks good. Booking analysis. All is fine. I know it's a B show, but I'd hate to mess up again. So WCW Power Hour opening. In a bout which had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Dick Murdoch and Ron Garvin defeated PN News and Joey Maggs, when Garvin submitted Maggs with a sharpshooter. Then get an interview with the Anderson boys. In a terrible match, Jericho, Booker T and Stevie Ray. Booker T was the only one who got a good gimmick, the other two was poor. Defeated Big Josh and the WCW Patriots when Jericho submitted Todd with a line tamer. We then had an interview with Larry Zbyszko and the Dangerous Alliance. And in an extremely short match, Brian Pillman defeated Pat Rose in 5:30 with an Air Pillman. Then got a video featuring Missy Hyatt, Steamboat, Wyndham and Rhodes. You know, I really thought this might kind of link to that storyline, but I guess not. In a poor match, Funk defeated Jean Lijon in 5:36 with a pile driver. We got an interview with the Rhodes family. Dynasty's a good one. But we didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling. Luger and Kalua defeated the Stallion and Bossman when Kalua pinned Stallion with a powerbomb. And then we got an interview with Harley Race and Lex Luger. Is there any way, like, what's a Harley Race? I really wish I could book Harley Race more. Like, is there a stable? Oh no, Heenan family. WCW. No, it doesn't really look like he had like a stable name. Is there like a nicknames section for wrestlers? Because I'd like to kind of make a... Oh no, we don't have to do anything. Locker room incidents, nothing has happened. Stable. What kind of backdrops? Could just call them the Wild Bunch. That doesn't seem as cool to me. Could really do with some more stable logos, couldn't we? It's fine. I would have just created a stable between like Luger, Vader, and King Kalua. Who's grown on me, if I'm honest. WCW Worldwide, what's going on? So there's a clip last week of Ricky Steamboat getting beat up by the Dangerous Alliance. Clip of Ricky Steamboat getting beat up. We don't need the again. By the Dangerous Alliance. So Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude, Ollie, Bobby Eaton, Steve Austin, and Medusa. I think that's everyone. It was just a pre-taped video. It's writing. World Championship Wrestling opening. Perfect. Stick that there. 3 minutes pre-taped video. In the ring's fine. I never really, when I'm doing these, I never really know the distinction between in the ring and outside the ring. Perfect. Tony kicks off the show with the announcement of the Paul E Awards. Steamboat is standing up for an interview. He's sick and tired of the Dangerous Alliance and tells Rude he better get some eyes in the back of the head because he's coming after him. Steamboat says he's sick and tired of the DA and tells Rude he better get some eyes in the back of his head. That's what that's what I think. Oh, that's what I presume. But when I'm doing something like a pre-taped video of like the opening of a show, because at least in my head, kayfabe, whatever, it would be like, I don't know, think of like the Raw is War intro, where it's like kind of quick clips in the ring. I suppose location in the ring would be right if it's like quick fire shots of wrestling. Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. Ricky Steamboat cutting a promo on Rick Rude. I appreciate the reference to the Hardy compound. We now go over to Eric Bischoff for an interview with the Tailor-Made Man, Vader, and Harley Race. These guys will be in the main event, taking on El Gigante, Van Hammer, and Ron Simmons. Race says Simmons is a nutso for wanting to tangle with this threesome. Tailor-Made Man puts over Jack's insanity before Vader shoves Bischoff out the way and says it's Vader time. Why is Vader absent? Everyone's working for Nuge tonight. Great. Oh, I forgot we injured Funk for a year. Anyway, so what are we going to do in that main event instead? So 3v3. I'm not doing the Tailor-Made Man. We don't have Vader. Wait, Harley Race is in the main event? Oh, it's Cactus Jack, Tailor-Made Man, and Vader. So instead, let's do Cactus, Abdullah, and heel male. Who are they against? Ron Simmons. Yes, Ron Simmons. Gigante and Van Hammer, right. So Cactus, Ron Simmons. Let's do heels. I don't know, Tully Blanchard. We need. Let's do Dick Murdoch and Ron Garvin. Have we done these as a team? Against faces, Ron Simmons. Should do Dory Funk this time. And I don't know. Should we do the Stein? Oh, the Stein's already in a match. Let's do with the Boogie Woogie Man. Who wins, just out of interest? Yeah, I understand it being a production team's job. I just kind of like the... When I look back on my show results, I like to see the opening. It's not necessary, and I don't think it really makes a difference to anything. But, Cactus breaks up pin attempts. Oh, Cactus gets the win. Perfect, he can beat Jimmy Valiant. Yeah, I've heard people play it a bit differently. I understand if someone was like, there's no point doing the opening, and I agree, there isn't. But I like seeing it, and I like starting the show off with that little bit, because it always gets a good rating. I like it starting off with that good rating. It feels like a boost to the show, you know what I mean? But I agree, there's no right or wrong way. But the right way is playing a mod 96 or earlier. Real wrestling, he says after doing a modern day WWE one. As I think my first save, like streaming this, it hasn't been uploaded yet, was a modern day WWE. I'm like, I'm gonna book the Netflix era because it just started. And as soon as I did it, I booked 2 shows, and I was like, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much going in WWE these days, and I'm just lost. So many new dudes, so much I don't understand. Like the indie people, I understand, but they're really pushing their own stars now. People that can make themselves, which I think is a great idea. That's cool. But yeah, I like solid. Like I love a 95 WCW WWF save because it's like short shows, jobs are good. So we have Sting just beating someone in 2 minutes. I just like, as much as I enjoy AEW, it's like, yeah, smaller rosters. It just feels more comfortable. Like I go on AEW and there's like, I understand why Tony can't do it because there's like 50 dudes I want to book that are all on the roster, and it's like I don't have all the time. Let's stick Sting against Ken Raper. Perfect. That's the first thing. Let's actually stick it here just so it works. We then have Rick and Scott Steiner. Just another squash match. Let's put the Steiner brothers against heel males. Let's put them against Buddy Lee Parker and Rick Rogers. Have we done this match? We have not. 2 minutes. Rick Steiner. But like after, because I did 2 different streams doing modern day WWE, so I do want to go back to it because I want to upload it. But the thought, like I was going to do it today, but the thought of it gives me a migraine. Gordon Soley is hanging out in the WNN newsroom for a report. They talk about Sting against Luger at Super Brawl being the most anticipated match in the history of WCW. But there's more than just Super Brawl. Rick Rude will defend his US title against Ricky Steamboat. So let's do Gordon Soley announces Rick Rude will defend his US title against Ricky Steamboat. There's talk of a special stipulation, but no word on that yet. So I guess Gordon... Character development? Rick Rude off screen and Ricky Steamboat off screen. Pre-taped video stage 3 minutes. Perfect, book that. Here. Jushin Liger will return from Japan to defend his light heavyweight title against former champ Pillman. I thought we had a contendership match. And also, Jesse the Body Ventura will join Jim Ross for colour commentary on the entire show. Let's go to Jesse for a comment. He makes an old man joke on Gordon Soley and reminds us he will tell it like it is at Super Brawl. We got all of them into one. So, Jushin Liger returned from Gordon Soley announces Jushin Liger returned from Japan to defend his title against former champ Pillman, and also the Body will join Jim Ross for colour commentary the entire show. I guess character development. Let's have Jesse cutting a promo and mention Brian, Jushin. Off screen. Who else is there? Sting off screen and Lex off screen. Solely announces Liger vs Pillman and reminds us Jesse be on commentary for Super Brawl. Nice. 4 minutes. I guess also just a pre-taped video backstage. It's now time for the Paul E. Awards. These are the most prestigious in human history, says Paul E. The first recipient of the Paul E. Award goes to Wrestler of the Year, TV champion Steve Austin. The next award is the sickest individual in WCW, and that's going to Larry Zbyszko. Tag Team of the Year, Paulie says Dustin and Ricky came close, and the Steiners almost won, but the winners are Bobby and Arn Anderson. The final award is Wrestler of the Quarter. And there's only one Dangerous Alliance member left, and that's Rick Rude. The Dangerous Alliance make a clean sweep. Paulie nominates himself to fill the vacant slot on the WCW Board of Directors. We could do that, yeah. Paul E. Dangerously announces the Paul E. Awards. Wrestler of the Year is Steve Austin. Sickest individual. Don't ignore my struggle spelling individual while speaking aloud. Sickest individual in WCW goes to Zabisco. Tag team of the year is Arn and Bobby. And wrestler of the quarter goes to Rick Rude. It's basically a big, dangerous alliance promo fest. Steve, Larry, Bobby, and Rick Rude. He can also talk about Ricky Steamboat. Who else is there? The Steamboat. He talks about Dustin and the fans chant for Sting. Perfect. 5 minutes in the ring. Stick that there. We then have Rick Rude against Brad Armstrong. Rude wins in 5 minutes. Instead of Brad, let's do Steve Armstrong against Rude. Nice. Stick Rick Rude over. That can go here. Rude gives Armstrong another Rude Awakening, which signals Ricky Steamboat to run in. He chops away at Rude until Medusa jumps on his back. That gives Rude enough time to grab his Paulie award and smash it into Steamboat's lower back. A couple of wrestlers tried to help Steamboat out, but there's only so much they can do. In comes Rhodes, Wyndham and Simmons to finally send Rude running. Perfect. Rude gives Armstrong another Rude Awakening, which signals Ricky Steamboat running for the save. He chops away at Rude until Medusa jumps on his back. That gives Rude enough time to grab his Paulie award and smash it in Steamboat's lower back. With this bit, in comes Rhodes, Wyndham and Simmons to finally send Rude running to the showers. Perfect. So, Rude, Ricky, Dustin, Barry, Big Ron. Not Garvin, sadly. 5 minutes. This is a short show, isn't it? We then have the main event. Eric is standing by with the Steiner brothers. He mentions the Young Pistols have been saying they must go through the Steiners to earn some respect. Scott says the only way the Pistols can beat them is if there's a sniper in the crowd. Fair. We don't need to do that little interview. How long we got? 27 minutes. Gosh. That's already 15. Let's do a tag team match. Let's have team... Who do we have? Let's have the tag team champions beat the WCW Patriots. Do like 5 minutes. Stick Arn over. Happy with that. Nah, we don't need to make it a title match. Good with me. Let's have a fatal four-way. Why not? We don't have enough of them. Let's do Billy Robinson, Johnny B. Bad, Who else here? Let's stick Johnny Saint in. And Pillman one. Ah, Pillman needs the thing. What's Johnny Saint? Need another heel. No, I don't. Need another face. No, we don't. I'll get there eventually. Let's also stick in... Oh, I don't mind the Z-Man. It's fine with me. How long do we need? 20 minutes, gosh. So it's 10 minutes. I'll Billy Robinson win. Steal the crowd. Billy Robinson calls out Liger, but only gets Pillman. The two brawl until Johnny B. Bad attacks both of them. Bother. Both of them. That's good with me. That's a fun little angle. How long do we need? 6 minutes. Let's make this 6 minutes. Billy Robinson, Brian Pillman, Johnny B. Bad, and let's have Justin Liger off screen. Might be a little long, that's fine with me. What's the analysis say? Ron Simmons is wrestling on that fatigued. He should be fine, man. Where is he? Attributes. Personal details, maybe? Nope. Is there a way that I can see? Oh, there it is, skills. Has low levels of fatigue. Oh, it's fine, man. He's the best of all of us. So we have the World Championship Wrestling opening. We then get a clip of Ricky Steamboat getting beat up by the Dangerous Alliance. In an extremely short match, Sting defeated Ken Raper in 1:32 with a Stinger Splash. Steamboat says he's sick of the Dangerous Alliance and tells Rude he better get some eyes in the back of his head because he's going for him. In an extremely short match, the Steiner brothers defeated Sergeant Slaughter and Buddy Lee Parker. I don't know where I got that from. I'm trying to concentrate on 5 different things. In an extremely short match, the Steiners defeated Buddy Lee Parker and Rip Rogers, when Rick defeated Rip with a stylizer. Gordon Soley announces Rick Rude will defend the US title against Ricky Steamboat, and there's talk of a special stipulation. An extremely short match, Rude defeated Scott Armstrong in 5:08 with the Rude Awakening. And Rude gives Armstrong another Rude Awakening, which signals Ricky Steamboat to run in for the save. He chops away on Rude until Medusa jumps on his back. That gives Rude just enough time to grab his Paulie award and smash it into Steamboat's lower back. In comes Rhodes, Wyndham and Simmons to finally send Rude running to the showers. In an extremely short match, Anderson and Eaton defeated the WCW Patriots when Arn defeated Chip with a DDT. So Rick Rude got his Paulie award early. That's my fault. I should have realised that. It's always a problem when there's these specific angles. I'm always like, oh, we'll stick the match here. Because I never like to have 2 matches in a row. I like my shows to go match angle, match angle. I'm happy with multiple angles in a row. I never want like 2 matches back to back. It feels like, because there's always a thing in between, rarely is it just match, 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 match. Even if it's like early territory stuff, and it's just like, replay the finish. Paulie Dangerously announces the Paulie Awards. Wrestler of the Year goes to none other than Steve Austin. Sickest individual in WCW goes to the Crusher, Larry Zbyszko. Tag Team of the Year, that's Arn and Bobby. And Wrestler of the Quarter goes to Rick Rude. And then, in a bout which had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Billy Robinson defeated Johnny B. Bad, Johnny Saint, and Z-Man in a fatal 4-way. When Billy Robinson pinned Johnny Saint with a running elbow smash. For some reason, I thought it would let them out in some kind of elimination order. Billy Robinson calls out Liger, but only gets Pillman. The two brawl until Johnny B. Bad attacks them both. And then, in our main event, Cactus Jack, Dick Murdoch, and Ron Garvin defeat Simmons, Dory Funk, and the Boogie Woogie Man when Cactus submitted Jimmy Valiant. Gordon Soley announces Jushin Liger will return from Japan to defend his light heavyweight title against former champion Brian Pillman. Also, Jesse, the Body Ventura, will join Jim Ross for colour commentary for the entire show. Let's go to Jesse for comment. He makes an old man joke on Soley, and then reminds us he will tell it like it is at Super Brawl. Not our best of shows, I'll agree. It hurt that a lot of our roster was kind of in New Japan. That's fine, I can deal with that. Tully Blanchard. Is there anything like... any reason we don't have Tully? What's going on? Right, later years. Blanchard debuted in AWA in 1990. In 1993, WCW offered Blanchard $500 per appearance to reform the Four Horsemen at Slamboree 93. Blanchard did not accept, considering the offer to be too low. WCW replaced him with Paul Romer. 1 year later at Slamboree 94, Blanchard appeared for a single match wrestling Terry Funk to a double DQ. In January 95, he debuted for ECW, wrestling Douglas to a time limit draw. He challenged Douglas again in February and March, losing both times. In 98, Blanchard teamed up with Barry Windham to defeat Border Patrol for the NWA World Tag Team titles. So not much. I feel like I'm going to have him... I will have him, instead of Paul Romer at 93, I will have Tully. How does Slamboree 93 look? Tori defeated Nick Bockwinkel. Fair. Oh, I didn't have time to draw, my apologies. Thunderbolt Patterson and Brad Armstrong defeated Volkov and Baron von Raschkel. Dick Murdoch, Don Rocco and Snooker defeated wrestled Wahoo McDaniel, Blackjack and Jim Brunzell to a no contest. This is the kind of show I want to be on. Sting defeated The Prisoner. I have no idea who that is. Oh, Nails. That makes sense. The Hollywood Blondes defeated Steamboat and Zeng. Wyndham defeated Arn. Davey Boy defeated Vader, but by DQ. How is this night going? Do we have our wrestlers back? And doesn't like Michael Hayes. Power Hour Ed and WCW Ed. It's fine with me. I didn't want to hire Art Bar. Nope. Yes. Negotiate. That's fine, mate. Just a handshake, pair show. No ironclad. 9 months. I just kind of want to check our size. I feel like I was going to put Andre the Giant in the Royal Rumble. But I guess we forgot. So we need 77. And 5. 1, 2. Yeah, feels like we're not going to get big anytime soon. Why does everyone have Morales shoes? Night at Poor Gimmick, that's fine. Paulie. Doesn't like the booking team. Who is the worst on the booking team? Harley Race. He should, again, I do think he should be higher. Everyone seems fine. WWF? The Lightning Kid has left everyone. I understand why you guys are unhappy. That was not a good Superstars wrestling show. What are we normally getting? 74s. That was a bad one, I agree. 69, that's fine. 72, it's air. So Butch has big morality. I'll give you some money, Butch, but truth be told, I don't really care. So what's your contract? How much are you on? 700 per show. Yeah, I understand Andre was basically dead in that time. But I was just going to put him in the Rumble just for a pop. I think he is randomly in WCW at some point. Give bonus. Let's give you what, like $5,000? Yeah, job's a good one. Yeah, I imagine like things would not have gone well for him. I don't know what happened to the music there. So we also have WF Wrestling Challenge. Right, we need to check this. Wrestling Challenge. Right, we book primetime. Yeah, Wrestling Challenge is an auto booker job. That's fine with me. Who had issues with Butch or Luke? Butch as normal, Luke as normal. That's fine. So we have Wrestling Challenge and whatever the WCW show is. So that's fine. We'll do this show in Northwest. Locker room incidents, what's the crack? Kevin has been getting ribbed a little because of how he started being influenced by Hulk Hogan and even taking on his mannerisms. That's very funny. Earthquake had a fun and relaxing atmosphere backstage after finding a karaoke machine. Brian Knobbs was brought for a wrestler's court. Piper found him guilty and said he has to buy drinks for everyone. Tito has a fun storyline idea. Mr. Fuji has a fun storyline idea. Jerry Saggs has a great angle. Linda's been passing on tips to Shane. Oh, everyone's feeling creative. Keith has been passing on tips to Owen. Jack Lanza and Gorilla Monsoon are now travel buddies. Nice. That's fine with me. We don't have to do anything. It's just a B show after all. Auto book. Book Hole show. Oh yeah, I wanted to change the edit relationship. I'm sorry if this stream or video, I understand we're an hour in now, has been a little scatterbrained. I feel like I'm all over the place, if I'm honest. So we need Maniac, Mark Lewin, and Ray Stevens. Oh no, that's relationship, edit chemistry. So Mark Lewin teaming with Rat Daddy, Ray Stevens, perfect. So teaming with, I'm willing to just do neutral. I just don't want them to have bad. Like I'm not going to give them great. Let me just stick everything in. I'll be honest. I think sometimes I prefer booking the B shows over the main shows. Just because there's no, like, what's it called? There's no issue, there's no, like, worry that it isn't going to be very good. No consequences is the word I'm looking for. 3 minutes. Yeah, you got the words. Yeah, I feel like, because the problem with booking stuff like WCW and WWF, specifically WWF at this point, I guess, and earlier really, is like 90% of the shows are B shows. Sorry, 90% of the shows are like squash matches and stuff like that. So you struggle to get a good rating on anything that isn't struggle to get a good rating on most of these shows. Like, you really have to be in there with the angles for it to work. Then I have Brett cutting a promo on the Mountie and Roddy. 5 minutes, that's fine. Alright, Kid British Bulldog, that's fine. Yeah, that's still a feud. I feel like these are both still should be major. I feel like when I was doing this, I thought that Roddy was going on to another feud. The Mountie, major. Oh, what feud are they in? Jimmy's Loyalties? Nope. Remove the Mountie, remove Brett. Yeah, I kind of like the bookie shit. So, work wasn't very fun today, and I'm tired. It's the main reason why I'm kind of all scatterbrained. Mountie. Yeah, I enjoyed the booking, the wacky shit sometimes. Off screen, interview with Brett. Take cut like 16 minutes. That's fine. 4 minutes, we can do Greg and Hammer against, if we exclude already booked, not really anyone down here. Let's stick them against Sean and Ted. Kind of get that little team going. Stick Sean over. I'm probably not going to actually book them as a team. I think in the coming months, he starts being Money Inc. with IRS. So video featuring Dynamite, Kid, and the British Bulldog. Doig. Three minutes. Earthquake removed. Dynamite. British Bulldog. Perfect. Up next we have Keith Hart against the Genius. You know what? If we do the storyline in the Hart Foundation, yeah, that actually continues the storyline, so that's fine with me. Let's have the Genius win and make it tainted. Add. You can also make it like 3 minutes just to cut down a bit of the team. A bit of the show. Interview with Macho and Liz. So, Big Boss Man, you can get removed from this. Randy Savage cutting a promo. Miss Elizabeth cutting a promo. Jake Roberts off screen. So Tito against Papa Shango. Papa Shango, sadly, hasn't debuted yet, so instead let's have Tito beat Sonny Blaze. Has this match happened? It has. Let's have Tito against heel Dale Wolf. Nice. How many more minutes do we need to cut? 9? That's sweet, we can literally get this down. It's 2. Tito goes over. Nice. Interview with the Mountie. Again, fine with me. So there's 2 minutes. Let's stick Brett off screen and Roddy Piper off screen. Not Tony Greer. Off screen. Now Virgil against Skinner. I actually couldn't think of anything worse. So instead let's have the British Bulldog beat heel male Colonel Mustafa. How long? 1 minute. Easy. Stick Bulldog over. You can be a bit unhappy. Interview with Mr. Perfect and Flair. Ooh, Mr. Perfect. Ric Flair cutting a promo. Let's do Hulk and Sid off screen. And in the main event, Tatanka face men. Let's have Tatanka, Animal and Hawk. Against Animal Hawk, Tatanka. Against heels. I don't want to really stick them against the Dragon Bombers if I'm honest. Let's do Haku, Tanaka and Skinner. And we'll stick to Tatanka over since I think he goes on his undefeated streak for a while, which never ends well. Hill Mustafa is a bit unhappy. All looks good to me. So WWF Wrestling Challenge opening. An extremely short match, Shawn and Ted defeated Crush and Valentine when Shawn pinned Crush with the sweet chin music. We then got an interview with Bret Hart. In a bout which didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, Dynamite Kid defeated Koko Beware with a diving headbutt. We then got a video of the Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog. Terrible wrestling in a non-existent crowd heat. The Genius defeated Keith Hart in 3-2-1 after using a foreign object. We had an interview with Macho and Liz. Terrible wrestling in a non-existent crowd heat. Tito defeated Dale Wolf in 145 with a flying forearm smash. Interview with the Mountie. The Bulldog defeated Mustafa in 505 with a running power slam. And then an interview with Mr. Flair, Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect. And then, in a bout which had a decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling, Tanaka and the Legion of Doom defeated Tatanka, Haku and Skinner, when Tatanka pinned Skinner with an Indian death drop. Crowd, not that big into it, that's fine. Made us 5k, I'm happy. Then we have main event, that's the show I was on about. WCW main event. 1992. Perfect, now I see to find what we were up to. 126? Nope. We are alright, that's the last show. 2-2? 2-2, yes. So we have actually a few matches. What would the next one be? Oh, 2-9. That is fine. No one gets the night off. Let's stay in the Mid-South. Locker room incidents. Brian Aldis has requested he hang out. Of course you can. And Anderson ran some drills. We don't need to address the locker room. So we have... Alright, let me read this. So Ron Simmons and Abdullah the Butcher defeated Larry Zbyszko and Cactus Jack when Simmons pinned Cactus with a spine buster. Alright, that's fine. So it's Ron, and can we do Big Van Vader? Yeah. Ron Simmons and Vader against Cactus and Larry. It's 15 minutes, but it's a B show, it doesn't really matter. Simmons pinned Cactus. Victor loser. Make it storytelling, but again, doesn't really matter. It was noted the following week's show would air earlier, that's fine. And the main event would be Sting, Rick and Scott against Cactus, Vader and Mr. Hughes. That's fine. It was all noted the following show that at the Omni would feature Cactus vs Abdullah in a steel cage and Zbyszko vs Wyndham in a death match with El Gigante as the special guest referee. I don't think we need to write that. I think we can do that. Though that's fucking Giant Gonzalez, a special guest referee, is a death match. I suppose in kayfabe you wouldn't want to go against him. After the match, Simmons brawled with Zbyszko as Cactus brawled with Abdullah around the ringside. Cactus eventually assaulted Abdullah with his own kendo stick before hitting an elbow drop from the apron to the ring. Moments later, Cactus assaulted Abdullah with a rolled chain fence until he was pulled away by other wrestlers. Jesus. The word assaulted is used quite a lot there. After the bout, Simmons brawled with Zbyszko as Cactus brawled Abdullah around the ringside. Cactus eventually attacked. Instead of Abdullah, you do Vader. Cactus eventually attacked Vader with his own kendo stick for hitting an elbow drop from the apron to the floor. Full stop. Moments later, Cactus attacked Vader again with a rolled chain fence until he was pulled away by other wrestlers. Perfect. Boop. 4 minutes. We have Big Van Vader, Ron Simmons, Larry Zbyszko, and Cactus. Perfect. For this, we have Brian Pillman wins a squash match. Let's have Pillman against heel male. Stick him against Mr. Hughes. That's fine with me. Make it 3 minutes. Pillman goes over. We can make it a little longer actually. And then Big Josh and Van Hammer defeated Jim Savage and Jim Boss. We don't have either of those people. So instead, we can do... Oh, is Billy Robinson busy? I guess instead, we can do Ron Garvin and Dick Murdoch. They can just beat face, male... PN News and Sonny Trout. 5 minutes. Let's stick Garvin over. Who's younger out of the two? Because Dick Murdoch always looked old. 45, 46, yeah, that's fine. During the final moments, Josh went up for a sit-down splash off the top, as though that was the intended finish as Hammer made the pinfall. After the match, Josh appeared to confront Hammer in the ring. Now we don't need to make that a feud. Go on. So the show is hosted by Shivani and Missy Hyatt, included Shivani on commentary. Featured segments of WCW Magazine hosted by Eric Bischoff where he focused on Super Brawl 2, showing promos from Sting and Luger regarding their upcoming match. Bischoff then announced WCW US Champion would defend against Rick Rude at the pay-per-view, followed by footage of Rude attacking Steamboat of Clash of Champions. Perfect. Bischoff announces instead of pay-per-view, Super Brawl. Nice. So Eric, let's just do Eric, Ricky Steamboat, and Rick Rude. Stick that here. We need a WCW main event opening. Perfect. Simple as that. 3 minutes. Oh, Ricky Steamboat's made his way up. At the same time, no one's made their way up to a star. The announcement that Liger will face Brian Pillman, followed by footage from their match on Christmas night at the Omni. Bischoff announces Jushin Liger will face Brian Pillman, followed by footage of their match at the Omni. That's fine, Jushin can be off screen. Brian Pillman, sticking also on character development. Stick that here. Promos from Dangerous Cactus and Larry Zbyszko regarding their match later in the night against Ron Simmons and Vader. That's the thing, I need to make sure when I'm doing this stuff that I replace the wrestlers that aren't like actually in it. So Paul E, cutting a promo, Cactus, and Larry against Ron off screen and Big Van Vader off screen. 4 minutes is fine with me. This young boy's starting to get hungry. That here. The Ross report in which Jim Ross recapped the recent feud between Cactus and well, it says Abdullah, but it is Vader. Ross report in which Jim Ross recaps the recent feud between Cactus and Vader. Jim Ross, Big Van and Cactus. Not the Os report. Perfect. Book. Yeah. Can go here. Followed by Ross conducting an interview with Simmons and Vader regarding their upcoming match. It then also has a pre-tape match of Dustin Steamboat in a squash match. We can fit this interview. Yeah, easy. Ross conducts an interview with Simmons and Vader regarding their upcoming match. Jim Ross, interviewer, Ron Simmons putting a promo. Big Van putting a promo. Let's do Cactus off screen. Larry and Paulie off screen. 4 minutes is good with me. Ooh, book. Happy with this show. Stick that here. What's the booking analysis? Ron Simmons is fatigued. Yeah. So we got the WCW main event opening. Pillman defeated Mr. Hughes in 4:37 by pinfall with an air Pillman. Bischoff announces Rude will defend against Steamboat at the pay-per-view, followed by Rude attacking Steamboat at Clash of Champions. Bischoff announces Liger will face Pillman, followed by footage of their match at the Omni. In a bout which had decent reaction from the crowd but terrible wrestling, Garvin and Murdoch defeated PN News and Sonny Trout when Ron submitted Trout with a sharpshooter. We then have the Ross Report, in which Jim Ross recaps his recent feud with Cactus and Vader. Ross conducts an interview with Simmons and Vader regarding their upcoming match. Promo from Dangerously, Cactus and Larry regarding their match later against Ron and Vader. Wait, have I read the same thing thrice? Oh no. It is just literally the same stuff 3 times. Good heat and decent wrestling, Simmons and Vader defeated Cactus and Larry when Ron pinned Cactus with a spinebuster. After the bout, Simmons brawled with Zbyszko as Cactus brawled with Vader around the ringside. Cactus eventually attacked Vader with his own kendo stick before hitting an elbow drop from the apron to the floor. Moments later, Cactus attacked Vader again with a rolled chain link fence until he was took away by other wrestlers. Made 26 grand, yeah, to be honest that was a shorter one. Not as good as what has been, to be fair. But I'm happy with it. I feel like these shows go up and down. I'm thinking of ending this at sorry, I was just checking my emails. I do have a book on the way. Ooh, Pulp are coming to town. An arena show. I don't know if that'll be as good. Yeah, I think they're ending this stream at Saturday night's main event. I think that could be fun. Well, I might have to run to the bathroom. Nick Bockwinkel gained power. You know, I really thought I saw Scott Norton. Ron Simmons just wants time to heal, man. Can we do where's the house shows gimmick? Where is Ron? And Garvin, let's put him off duty. So, a power hour in 5 days, that's fine. Couple of people leaving. Hogan's building the clique between Jimmy Hart and Ted. That sounds about right. 5 days until this. Yeah, we can do primetime wrestling. WF primetime wrestling. 3 Feb 1982. Perfect. If you don't mind, I am going to quickly disappear, and then we can carry on with this. Especially since we've got 5 days. I should have drank the alcohol-free Guinness. Oh, hello, little one. Do you know it's your feeding time? You still have loads of breakfast? Are you worried about me? You still have loads of breakfast, don't you? I guess you can have your tea a little later tonight then. I did just put my finger in your ear, sorry, little one. Good sleepy little cat. Alright, we have prime time wrestling. As usual, not too much pressure, because this is a B show. We don't auto-book this one. Chris Duffy and The Undertaker bonded over a love of Tai Chi. Owen tried to bring Randy Savage in on some team building, but only annoyed him. Blake Beverly and Jim Powers have apparently been hanging out a lot recently. Lawler was passing on tips to his protege, Louis Spicolli, and everything. We don't need to address the locker room. Primetime Wrestling. Vince McMahon is your host, and panelists include Monsoon, Slick, Perfect, and Heenan. We got a replay of the WrestleMania 8 press conference. Gorilla says that Sid Justice does not conduct himself like a gentleman, such as Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. Heenan points out that Tunney bent over backwards for Hogan, and puts over the fact that he is a bigger star. Perfect agrees with Sid, saying that Hogan cannot beat Flair. Vince then talks about Hogan and Sid teaming up on this week's Saturday night main event against Flair. Oh, what? Best viewers on Steam, boo. Let me pay for my viewers. Let's just do replay of the WrestleMania 8 press conference. I'm sure electronic navigation trying to get me to buy viewers would have loved the WrestleMania 8 press conference. Pre-taped video outside broadcast. Look at all these people moving up to major stars. I don't even know if Undertaker's suffered a loss. Just take that as a full stop. Perfect. No. Improvised. Let's do a WWF Prime Time Wrestling opening. More or less of the same thing. 3 minutes. Oh, next month everything's gonna go mad when the Ultimate Warrior's here. Pre-taped video hype in the ring. Yeah. Piper's turning into the new Hogan. So we have IRS against Virgil. IRS hits Virgil twice with his briefcase, then rolls him back inside and grabs the briefcase again, but Big Bossman runs out and IRS bails, giving Virgil the win by DQ. Bossman then checks on Virgil and raises his hand. In Million Dollar Woman, let's just add IRS. Is he in Jimmy's Loyalties? I don't even know what that feud is. That's just the tag team feud for me. Let's add Worker, IRS. Let's add Virgil. Let's add Big Boss Man. So IRS against Virgil. Let's make this Virgil the winner by Rage DQ. And then Bossman runs out and IRS bails as Virgil wins by DQ. Nope. Big Bossman runs out and IRS bails as Virgil wins by DQ. Alright, that'll be fine. Big Bossman checks on Virgil and raises his hand. IRS, Bossman, Virgil. We can just do that. Boop, boop. 3 minutes. We can make it longer if we need to. Footage of the new Foundation defeating John Allen and Horowitz on the 2-2 edition of Wrestling Challenge. The panelists talk about Saturday night's main event. In the main event, Gorilla believes that Sid will go out and try to clean the clock of Flair. Vince wants to know if Hogan and Sid and Flair and Undertaker can function as teams. Let's do Vince and Gorilla talking about Ric Flair, Hulk, Sid, and The Undertaker. 3 minutes. We then have the Warlord against Chris Walker. Walker charges the Warlord. Walker charges, but Warlord catches him with a powerbomb for the win. That's fine with me. Instead, I think we can have a 2 and 2. Let's have heel, male, Hercules, and the Warlord taking on faces. Let's have them take on Butch and Luke. That match itself is 6 minutes, so we can stick this to 5. Stick the Warlord over. Nice. We then get an ad for WrestleMania 8. Pre-taped video in the ring. I wonder if there's ever a chance that, like, the Ultimate Warrior will fall because he hasn't been here for so long. Maybe. Book. Nice. Roddy Piper's unhappy. Is he ever happy? Book. Where are we at? Greg and Texas Tornado versus the Beverly Brothers. Blake hits Valentine with a flying axe handle and puts Bo on top for the win. We can actually do that. Let's have a 3v3. Let's have Kerry, Kevin, and Owen against Blake, Bo, and heel male. Exclude already booked. Who could do with a win? I suppose we can stick the Dynamite Kid in this. 8 minutes. Let's stick Dynamite over Owen. A outside interference finish on Owen by Brian Knobs. That kind of continues a few storylines. Valentine quit before this aired and ended up in WCW, where he quit after being asked to put over Sting on TV. And apparently in this match, Texas Tornado was out of his mind and missed all his cues. Let me just check Greg Valentine. Where are we at? 1992. On October 92, taping Saturday night, he arrived to learn he was losing to Sting, so resigned. He returned to he appeared in WWF in the 93 Survivor Series as the Blue Knight, in an elimination match pitting Shawn Michaels in his 3 nights against the Hart family. He would return again as Greg Valentine in the 94 Rumble, lasting 20 minutes before being eliminated by Rick Martel. I feel like we can lose him to WCW. He doesn't even really need to come back for WWF. In summer 96, Greg Valentine returns. It just doesn't really do too much. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004. I honestly can't believe that of all the people, Greg Valentine is the one that's still alive. That's fine. We can kind of fire him and hire him as WCW. Back in the studio, the panel talked about the Beverly Brothers' chances at the Saturday night main event. He thinks the Legion of Doom are hurting after their match against the Natural Disasters. Ooh, and that match never ends up taking place. What does happen at Saturday night's main event? That's this one. What match does happen? Roddy Piper against the Mountie, Hogan and Sid against Flair and Taker, Duggan and Slaughter against the Beverly Brothers. Hawk was injured. That's fair. I feel like we can still do that match as the Road Warriors against them and just put the Road Warriors over. So we're not booking that yet. Back in the studio, the panel talks about the Beverly Brothers' chances at Saturday night main event. So Bo, Blake can talk about Owen and Jim. Let's talk about Dynamite and the British Bulldog. They can also talk about who else is that? Kerry, Kevin, Brian Nobbs, and Jerry Saggs. Animal, Hawk, Typhoon, and Earthquake. So let's have Vince. Some character development, I guess. Gorilla, Bobby, Mr. Perfect, and Reverend Slick. 4 minutes, yeah. A lot of effort into that angle. Papa Shango vignette airs. Yeah. Vince asks Heenan what he knows about voodoo, and that's kind of it, so there's no point really going too far into that. Papa Shango cutting a promo on the Ultimate Warrior. Tease video, pre-taped, outside broadcast. Perfect. Big Boss Man defeats Terry Davis from Superstars of Wrestling. Vince plugs the Hogan hotline. Perfect says that Flair is the champion and a wrestling's wrestler, and will stay champion no matter how much abuse he will take. Yeah, I'm happy to put that in. There you go, now you're eating your food. You'll get your tea later now. Mr. Perfect talked about Ric Flair and Hulk. Book. Perfect. We then have Marty Jannetty against Rick Martel. After the match, also it's already into it. It runs to a time limit draw. Let's do a time limit. Marty against Rick. Time limit finish. After the match, Marty drop kicks Martel on the outside, then grabs the Arrogance. That's fine. Marty, Rick, and I guess we can kind of do like Shawn Michaels off screen, just to kind of carry on that storyline a little bit. Bulldog defeating the Berserker from an MSG show is shown. Funeral Parlor with Sherry is shown. Tanker against Brawler is shown. Sergeant Slaughter defeating Mustafa and Adnan is shown. Jake Roberts against Dale Wolf is shown. Vince tells us they will preempt next week due to the Westminster Dog Show. We can watch the action for the Saturday night's main event panel. Alright, how long do we have? 18 minutes. We can stick a match on. Book segment. I guess we can do a 2v2. Let's have Hogan and the British Bulldog taking on heels Colonel Mustafa and Haku. Why not? How long did we need? 18 minutes. This one could be 15. I guess make it storytelling, who cares? Let's stick the Bulldog over and have a Saturday night's main event advert. Perfect. How long do we need? 1 minute. Job's a good one. Let's do a hype, pre-taped video in the ring. So I think we have a WCW Pro show, and then a WCW show, and then Saturday night's main event, I think. We could have a lot of shows on one night. That'll be fine, man. Make it a bigger show. Have a bit of fun. So, the Primetime Wrestling opens. We then get a replay of the WrestleMania 8 press conference, in about which had decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling. Virgil defeated IRS when IRS got disqualified after going into an attacking rage. Big Boss Man runs out, and IRS bails as Virgil wins by DQ. Boss Man then checks on Virgil and raises his hand. Vince wants to know if Hogan and Sid and Flair and Taker can function as a team. And about which didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, the Dragon Bombers of Hercules and Warlord defeated the Bushwhackers when the Warlord submitted Luke with a full Nelson. Another ad for WrestleMania 8. And about which had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, the Dynamite Kid and the Beverly Brothers defeated Owen and the Von Erichs when Dynamite Kid pinned Owen with a diving headbutt following interference from Brian Knobbs. Back in the studio, the panel talks about the Beverly Brothers' chances at Saturday Night Main Event. Papa Shango vignette airs. Perfect then say Flair is a champion and a wrestler's wrestler and will stay champion no matter how much abuse he takes. In a decent match, Marty drew with Rick Martel in 10 minutes when the time limit expired. After the match, Marty dropkicks Martel out the ring and grabs the arrogance. In a decent match, Hogan and Bulldog defeated Mustafa and Haku when Bulldog pinned Haku with a running power slam. Saturday night's main event advert airs. Solid, happy with this one. Fans report made 20k, always good with that. I've heard that could be our best show. Well, one of our best of that show anyway. Right, well, we'll close that one. Don't think we'll do another main event this stream. Dottie Chono, Tully, Slamboree or Greg Valentine open. Happy with Saturday night's main event. Perfect. Ric Flair has a new catchphrase. Oh, speaking of Chavo, should we hire Eddie Guerrero? I also think bringing him in is an excellent idea. Pretty sure. No ironclad. Just to get a few matches in, a few wins. Michael Hayes needs a turn. Oh, I've seen these. Dusty Feldbomber is a great name. We can bring you in as a referee. Little one, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm only here. Right, let's go to WF. Bruce Hart doesn't like Hercules. Greg Valentine doesn't like Marty. So what's our user log? Nope. User stats. Our best show is Superstars of Wrestling with a 74. Best match has been Piper and Hitman against the Mountie and $1 Million Man. Highest attendance was the Rumble. Highest pay-per-view by Rumble. Highest TV was Superstars of Wrestling, like back in January. And highest viewership was, again, same Superstars of Wrestling. Where do we see our top 100s? There we go. Yeah, I thought that would be our best show. Oh, that's an even better wrestling challenge. Fair enough. I understand that Superstars of Wrestling being awful. Best match? Yeah. I bet that probably was a good match. Hogan against Slaughter, Hogan and Sid against the Dragon Bombers. Very solid. I can't believe these squash matches are kind of up there. Speaking of squashes, where is Greg? Contract release. Release. Who's unhappy? What's your contract? 11. I feel like we can give you guys 20. They're still annoyed. It's fine. Hogan has morale issues. Hogan always has morale issues. 20. Perfect. When does Hogan go? Hogan continued his feud on the International House Show circuit with Yoko until August 93. After that, Hogan sat out the rest of his contract. 93 to 94, Hogan returned to New Japan as WWF champion, defeating the Great Muta. He wrestled Keiji Muto in September 93. Wrestled the Hellraisers with Muta and Chono as his tag partners. His last match in Japan was at Battlefield, where he defeated Tatsumi Fujinami. And then March 94, Hogan started appearing. But I guess August 93 is the last time. So we do need Hogan for a bit longer, to be fair. 350. Extremely happy to point. We can give you another 350. Next. Checking out our finance-wise. Yeah, we still made it 2 million. That's fine. We're not strapped for cash. We don't have to worry. Chicky Star. Why have I heard of Chicky Star? That's fine. I feel like we are going to have a lot of shows in a row kind of going on. But that's fine. It means it'll be a big show. WCW. Let's instantly say anything on Greg Valentine getting released. Both headhunters in singles feuds. Is that the great now? Ah, I see what they've done. They put an extra space. Let's bring you in on a written for the next 3 years. Giant haystacks, as if he's still going. I suppose he won't be bumping much. Ah, that's fine. Didn't really need another referee. I was just happy to have one. Bart Gunn thinks he's big enough to come out of developmental. I think not Bart Gunn. I'm wondering when we can start to bring in like a Joshi division to both WCW and WWF. Because I would like much rather have the two of them. Like, much rather have those divisions. Imagine if Andre had lived and been healthy enough to be the winner. I feel like, yeah, it would have made sense if he would have been there. Because he is like, the Giant is the ultimate gimmick, isn't it? Ooh. PWA. Oh, there we go, it's fine. For a second there, I was slightly worried. Yeah, man, it would have been cool to see Andre in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I feel like Andre, like, unlike the big, like, once we got past Andre, seeing someone like Big Show or Kali, or even Big Daddy V in the Rumble wasn't too wild. Like, Andre was the ultimate, like, this is madness. You know what I mean? Can we bring in Ad Bar as a heel? We can do, though. He was so protected, and I feel like there isn't necessarily another protected big man like him. Andre truly is and always will be one of a kind. Like, maybe he wasn't even necessarily the first. Like, 'cause Giant Bab is massive. He was just the ultimate attraction. Jerry Estrada quit CMLL. But yeah, we can bring it that far as a heel. Andre just was so cool as well. I really hope Nintendo don't take down any of my streams because of this SNES music. What do we have? We can just carry forward. There isn't really too much going on. I think once you get past, especially the first 3 months, but once you get past the first month, sorry, my hip. Things start to kind of level out with the emails and stuff like that. Like, stuff's less intense. Well, that music ended. That was 2 hours of SNES and chill. What can we put on? Let's just go back to the RuneScape music, why not? This one has rain, is it fitting? If the rain gets annoying, I'll turn it off. Jimmy Snooker against Johnny Saint. Thank God we don't have both of them. House shows hell. Yeah, the rain's kind of annoying me. This one will do. Yeah. Hopefully the audio levels are alright. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, yeah. I was just thinking how Big John stood there and like, wrong man, wrong time. Like, he could have been like a giant, or like, had Andre not been there, Big John stood would have been like the man. But alas, we had Andre. WCW Power Hour. House show was held. We also have Saturday Night's Main Event and Superstars of Wrestling. What show are we doing first? Superstars of Wrestling. That's fine. Superstars of Wrestling is the A show. Stars of Wrestling. 8 Feb 1992. Perfect. In action this week, so hosts are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. Let's have this show. We had the Royal Rumble there. How much are we expecting? 31. I feel like we can still do 31 in the Southwest. Pick best option, that's fine. Oh, it's a TV show. Oh, we book our broadcasters next. Tanaka has gotten a lot of heat for his attitude. Bob Bradley got an argument with a fan. Gorilla was not happy with Owen Hart. Bob Bradley was not happy with Owen Hart. Kerry was not happy with Owen Hart. Owen Hart was the best given option of all the morale people, so don't give me this. Marty brought beer for everyone. I don't think that's a good idea, Marty. So Superstars of Wrestling. We need a WWF Superstars of Wrestling opening. 3 minutes, pre-taped. How's the mod work going, TEW? I appreciate you being here for the full stream. I think it's the first time I've had someone like start to quote unquote finish, just hanging out with me. 3 minutes is fine. I imagine you have a lot more to go. Undertaker, Gene, Jake, Elizabeth, Piper. Sit. Perfect. Piper's unhappy, make that improvise. 2 on 2. Well, I wish you good luck regardless. Let's do the natural disasters against Face Mail, Coco and Kenny Kendall. Thanks to smash 3 minutes. That's fine. Make that 3. Stick Earthquake over. Job's a good one. We then get the WWF update against Gene Oakland. We learned that Piper... I dread to look at that bio. I'll look at that off screen because I'm not sure where that's going to open. Oh, no, yeah, see, that's why I'm not. That's why I can't do it. Yeah. I have a lot more to do because I do everything from scratch. Yeah, I imagine that. I appreciate someone doing everything from scratch. I couldn't do it myself. We learned that Piper vs. Mountie will face off at Saturday night's main event. And Bret Hart has challenged the winner for a title shot at WrestleMania. Gene tells us Piper vs. Mountie will face off at Saturday night's main event. And Bret Hart will challenge the winner for a shot at WrestleMania. I guess Gene. Let's just have Bret, the Mountie, and Roddy backstage. Typical Piper. We also see the new Saturday Night's Main Event logo that, now that it's on Fox, footage from last week's WrestleMania press conference is shown, with Sid pissed off Hogan was chose to face Flair at WrestleMania. That is fine. So, Jack Tunney, Hulk, Sid, Ric Flair. Three minutes, outside broadcast, video, pre-taped. You can improvise, Hogan. We then hear from Sid, saying that people had taken what he said the wrong way and apologises to Hogan. Oakland reminds us once again that Hogan and Sid will be facing Flair and Undertaker at Saturday night's main event. Sid says people are taking what he said the wrong way and apologise to Hogan. Oakland reminds us. So let's just do Sid, Gene, Hulk, Ric Flair off screen, and the Undertaker off screen. Not the Ultimate Warrior, the Undertaker. Backstage, 4 minutes. Just trying to get those high angles. We then have Kato against Virgil. The announcers talk about the IC title stipulation. That's fine. We just have let's just have Virgil get a win. I guess we are kind of having him win matches. Let's stick him against Skinner. There's no, like, I'm not going to do anything else with Skinner. Though I do think Skinner kind of has a cool look. Not against Maniac Mark, against Skinner. Stick Big Verge over. Put that, that should do. Then I have Jake against DD Russell in a squash match. Jake, face male. Let's stick him against Crush. 3 minutes should do. Stick Jake over. The announcers talk about Elizabeth being in Savage's corner this weekend when he faces Jake. We don't have any other angles. We can fit an angle in, why not? Book. Put that here. Angle. The announcers talk about Elizabeth being in Savage's corner this weekend when he faces Jake. Will all that fit? Yes. Miss Elizabeth. Jake Roberts. Randy Savage. We can just do Vince. Bobby. And Gorilla. Hey, little one. Have you been a little sleepy angel? Perfect. Then have Slaughter and Duggan against Bill Bad and Jim Jameson. The announcers talk about the tag title match of the Legion of Doom against the Beverleys, which I will be actually doing. But still, we can do Slaughter and Duggan. Sergeant Slaughter and face male Jim Duggan against heels. Let's put them against Tanaka and Haku. As much as I like Haku, there isn't much I'm going to do with him, so... at least Slaughter and Duggan... Slaughter and Duggan are further up the card. The funeral parlour with guest Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect. Bearer asked them about their tag match in Saturday night's main event. Perfect tells Hogan and Sid that destruction will hit them. Then Flair hypes up the match with some crazy rant that failed to captivate the crowd. That's fair. We don't need to put in that last little bit. So let's have the Undertaker. I never know if the Undertaker's there on the funeral parlour or if it's just Paul Bearer. Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, and Hulk Hogan off screen, and Sid. Outside broadcast, 5 minutes. I think that means it needs to be pre-taped. Perfect. More memorable moments from past WrestleManias are shown. And then Papa Shango comes out. I don't know if this is Shango's debut. I believe it is, but the crowd aren't really into it. It's quite unfamiliar, but I'm happy to have him. Let's have Papa Shango taking on face, male. Let's put him against Snooker. What's going on? Are you okay? Do you just want attention? I adore my cat with all of my heart, and I will have no one say anything bad about her. That is fine. We then have the Mountie against Mike Casey. Piper in an insert promo tells the Mountie he's too legit to quit. That's fine. Roddy Piper cutting a promo on the Mountie and Brett. Nope, that's fine. We can make it improvised. Boop, boop. And then it's the Mountie against face, male. Let's stick him against Mario Mancini. Mountie goes over. Perfect. Mountie after the match, the Mountie shocks Casey that taunts the crowd. We don't need to do that. Ah, it's the end of it. Next week in action, Roddy Piper, Shawn Michaels and the Nasty Boys. The show ends with more Saturday Night Main Event hype. We can have a Saturday Night Main Event advert. Saturday's Night Main... I cannot type. Main Event ad. Let's add. This is the A show, isn't it? That's fine. Let's have a 3v3. I think we can have Hogan, Animal and Hawk taking on heels. Is everyone else already booked? Let's have them take on the Berserker, the Warlord, and Hercules. How long do we need? 19? Ugh. 16 minutes is definitely way too long, but let's take Hogan over in a storytelling match. And that should be fine. What's the booking analysis say? Jimmy Snooker's unhappy and Hercules is being used too much. Hercules is never being used too much. 62%, so will not be penalised. Yeah, this is the A show. Let's run it. Superstars Wrestling opening gets a solid 73, happy with that. The Disasters defeated Coco and Kenny when Earthquake pinned Kenny with an Earthquake Splash. Gene tells us Piper vs the Mountie will face off at Saturday night's main event. Yeah. See, I think at this point Hercules was already gone. I think Hercules had a good look. He was a big man and looked cool, and that's why I like him. In an extremely short match, Virgil defeated Skinner in 4:34 with a camel clutch. Footage from last week's WrestleMania press conference, with Sid pissed off that Hogan was chosen to face Flair at WrestleMania. In an extremely short match, Jake defeated Crush in 3:26 with the DDT. The announcers talk about Elizabeth being in Savage's corner this weekend when he faces Jake. In a decent match, Slaughter and Duggan defeated Tanaka and Haku when Slaughter submitted Tanaka with a Cobra Clutch. We then have the funeral parlour with Flair and Perfect. Barrett asked them about the tag match on Saturday night's main event. Perfect tells Hogan and Sid that destruction will hit them, then Flair hypes up the match. Papa Shango defeated Snooker in 1:45 with a Voodoo Driver. Piper in an insert promo tells Mountie that he's too legit to quit. The Mountie defeated Mario Mancini in 3:23 with a Quebec Crab. And then a Saturday night's main event ad. Hogan and the Legion of Doom, I hope this would do a bit better, defeated the Dragon Bombers when Hogan pinned the Warlord with a big leg drop. Sid tells people that they're taking what he said the wrong way and apologises to Hogan. Oakland reminds us once again that Hogan and Sid will face Flair and Taker at Saturday night's main event. Better, happy with this one. Saturday night's main event. Automatic selection. I'm happy with this. NBC, we only have a few stuff on, so that's fine. Use this selection. Booking team meeting doesn't need to be used. Jim Cornelius and Ric Flair got in a huge row over something after we physically separated. We can do nothing at Saturday night's main event. Who's absent? Just Paul Ellering and Jerry Lawler. That's fine. They're not super necessary. So Saturday night's main event. So let's start with our opening. Hype, pre-taped, video, in the ring. 5 minutes. It's a big one. Ted DiBiase, The Undertaker, Gene, Snake, Miss, Piper, Slaughter, Sid. Happy. Perfect. Now we can make it unscripted. Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan provide commentary for the 30th edition of Saturday Night's main event. So the opening contest is Piper defeating the Mountie in 341 after using the Mountie's stick. So the Mountie and Jimmy Hart try to attack Piper before the bell, but that just leads to them getting clotheslined and their heads knocked together. In the picture-in-picture promo, Brett talks about he wants his belt back and doesn't care who he has to face. The referee gets bumped when the Mountie shoves off a bulldog. The Mountie dumps a cup of water on Piper and shocks him, but Piper doesn't sell it. And then Piper shocks them. Yeah, well, not. That's a stupid match. Instead, let's have Roddy against the Mountie. Instead of it being in 3 minutes, let's make it a 10-minute brawl. Title, do we have anything to go on? I'm happy with Piper winning. After the match, Piper removes t-shirt he was wearing throughout the bout, shows wearing a shockproof crowd vest. No. McMahon recaps the end of the Royal Rumble. The narrator goes through the WrestleMania 8 press conference and Sid anger at not being chosen to face Ric Flair for the WWF Championship, as well as an apology on Superstars. In the ring, video pre-taped, we have Vince McMahon, Hulk, Sid, and Ric Flair. That's fine. Sean Mooney interviews Hogan and Sid. Mooney will not let Sid talk in the promo, so he walks off. Hogan promised to have a little surprise accompany him to the ring. Even I don't know what that is. So we have Sean Mooney as the interviewer. Hulk cutting a promo. We can just do Sid cutting a promo. Ric Flair off screen and the Undertaker off screen, not the Ultimate Warrior. Make it backstage. It's an interview. Perfect. We have Hogan and Sid against Ric Flair and Undertaker straight up. Hogan and Sid win after DQ and Flair tosses the referee across the ring. I guess it's an intentional DQ. After the bell, Brutus hops into the ring and buys Hogan some time to take out the heels by himself. So Hulk and Sid. Does Sid walk off? Sid shows no effort to tag in. Sid decides to hop off the apron and walk to the locker room. Is this Sid's heel turn? Against Ric Flair and The Undertaker. Roster, let's have Sid turn heel. I feel like it's coming anyway. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Hogan wins. It's storytelling. An intentional DQ finish. Turn. Sid turning on Hogan. After the match, Beefcake hops on the ring and buys Hogan some time to take out the heels by himself. So we have Brutus, Hulk. Is the Undertaker heel? Yeah, I guess he is. The Undertaker and Ric Flair. 4 minutes is... Ric Flair being managed by Mr. Pettiers. Perfect. Book. Nice. Nope. We can improvise it. Mooney talks with Sid, who says he does not need friends and that Hogan cannot beat Flair on his best day or beat Sid on Sid's worst day. That's fine. We just do all beat Sid. Sean Mooney is the interviewer. Sid Justice cutting a promo on Hulk off screen. And Ric Flair back screen. Black screen? Off screen. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have committed to doing all this. Auckland interviews Hogan and Beefcake. Hogan thanks Beefcake, his true friend to the end, for being there. Beefcake talks about how Hogan was giving him a massive blood transfusion when he suffered his facial injury, so he knew that Hogan would always be there for him. Hogan says he hopes Sid is jealous after WrestleMania when he sees Hogan hoisting up the WWF Championship belt, and dedicates the upcoming main event to Beefcake. So Gene is the interviewer, Hulk cutting a promo, Brutus cutting a promo, Sid off screen. Do it 5 minutes, backstage interview. Improvised. And then Duggan and, well, in fact we don't need Duggan and Slaughter, we have 2v2 of the Legion of Doom beating the Beverly Brothers. Well, Duggan wins after 2 minutes, but we can make it 9 and still have Animal go over. McMahon narrates a video package that summarises the Randy Savage-Jake Robert feud. I guess Vince, Randy Savage, Jake Roberts, and Miss Elizabeth. Pre-taped video, 4 minutes. And then Roberts does a pre-tape promo about how he has more fun in store for Elizabeth if she shows up. Just doesn't need to do a Roberts promo about how he's more fun in store for Elizabeth if she shows up. Backstage, Jake Roberts cutting a promo on The Undertaker. Gonna do that every time. Not The Undertaker. On Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. Nice. Auckland talks to Savage, who says that maybe he's insane. Maybe it's time for Roberts to find out how insane he is. Backstage, interview, 4 minutes. Gene is the interviewer on Randy Savage, cutting a promo, Miss Elizabeth, I guess character development, and Jake Roberts off screen. Perfect. And then the main event, Savage defeats Jake in 5 minutes after an elbow drop. A second DDT attempt sees Savage backdrop Roberts over the top rope. Flying double axe handle Roberts' throat over the guardrail, and roll his adversary into the ring for the flying elbow drop. After the match, WWF officials pour into the ring to prevent Savage from doing a second elbow drop to Roberts, but that fails when Savage charges off the top rope. Savage then grabs the ring bell, but officials get Roberts out the ring before Savage can use it. Elizabeth then rushes down to celebrate with her husband. Roberts is shown looking through the curtain, telling the camera that things are not over and it's just beginning. Fair. So now we can fit this in. Yeah, it's fine, we can stick like that. We know all of it. So we have, let's just have Miss Elizabeth, Jake Roberts, and Randy Savage. And then the main event, Jake Roberts against Randy Savage. I reckon we can make this 21 minutes with Macho Man going over. Same way we can have like a stunt bump from the boys. That's fine. Savage can take a stunt bump. Perfect, stick that here. All seems good. What's wrong with the booking analysis? Oh, 80% matches, you had 60, so would be penalised. We can make them a little shorter. So would not be penalised. Would it? If I just said 80% matches, currently at 63, and so would be penalised. Sorry, I just can't read. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. There we go, so will not be penalised now. Nice. Let's run the show. WF Saturday Night Main Events 30 opening. In a decent wild brawl, Roddy Piper defeated the Mountie in 10:05 by submission with a sleeper to make defence number 1 of the IC title. McMahon recaps the end of the Royal Rumble. The narrator also goes through the WrestleMania 8 press conference. And Sid's anger of not being chosen to face Ric Flair for the WWF title, as well as his apology on Superstars. Sean Mooney interviews Hogan and Sid. Mooney will not let Sid talk, so he walks off. Hogan promises to have a little surprise accompanying him to the ring. It's me. I am the little surprise. In a bout which had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Hogan and Sid defeated Flair and Taker when The Undertaker got intentionally disqualified while wrestling Hulk Hogan. This was our best match, no doubt. Nope. Turn heel, complete success. After the bell, Beefcake hops into the ring and buys Hogan some time to take out the heels by himself. Mooney talks with Sid, who says he does not need friends anymore, and that Hogan could not beat Flair on his best day, or Sid on Sid's worst day. Oakland interviews Hogan and Beefcake. Hogan thanks Beefcake as one true friend to the end. Beefcake talks about how Hogan gave him a massive blood transfusion when he had his accident, so he knew that Hogan would be there for him. Hogan says that he hopes Sid is jealous after WrestleMania, and when he sees Hogan hoist the WWF belt, and dedicates his upcoming main event to Beefcake. In a decent match, the Legion of Doom defeated the Beverly Brothers when Animal pinned Blake with a Doomsday device to make defense number 9 of the WWF title. WWF World Tag Team titles, you know what I mean. McMahon narrates a video package that summarizes the Randy Savage-Jake Roberts feud. Roberts does a promo how he has more fun in store for Liz if she shows up. Oakland talks with Savage, who says he might be insane and maybe it's time for Roberts to find out how much. In a bout which had great heat and good wrestling, Savage defeated Jake in 2037 by pinfall with a flying elbow drop. Was the other match also an 80? After the bell, WWF officials pour into the ring to prevent Savage from doing a second flying elbow drop to Roberts, but that fails when Savage comes off the top rope anyway. Savage then grabs the ring bell, but officials get Robert out the ring before Savage can use it. Liz then rushes down to celebrate with her husband, and Roberts is shown looking through the curtain, telling the camera that things are not over. It's just beginning. Kaboom! Finally! A good show. Financial report made $750,000. Not the best in America, but at least we got pop in Canada and Mexico. And WCW will book the Power Hour, but not the main one. Mid-South, big best options just because it's a B show. Sean Simmons, you can hang out backstage. Ann Anderson ran some drills. Paul Lee had a clash with Tony Schiavone. And Anderson is willing to put over Steve Austin. That is great. Would have been so much better if it was a face heel thing. Bill Alfonso and Art Barr are getting on well backstage. I forgot Fonzie was here. Let's just auto book this whole show. Perfect, perfect. Hither. Perfect. Get rid of this one. What's this? WCW Power Hour opening. Pre-taped video. Let's have all the major boys on character development. Ooh, book segment. Nice. Terrence Taylor against El Gigante. Instead, let's have King Kalua beat El Gigante. Eventually, you will lose that title to Masahiro Chono Gigante. Video featuring the Steiner brothers. So we need Scott, Rick. Who are they in a feud with? Storyline. There's also the Cactus Vader feud. Is it? No. The Freebirds. Let's have Michael Hayes. Where is he? Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes. Brian Pillman against Steve Armstrong. Let's stick Pillman over. Do we need to cut any minutes? Just 2. Interview with Larry Zbyszko and the Dangerous Alliance. So Steve Austin cutting a promo. Rick Rude, Medusa, Paulie Dangerously cutting a promo. Arn, Bobby Eaton. Let's just stick Ricky Steamboat off screen. Book. Nice. The Diamond Stud against Italian Stallion. Let's stick the stud over. Interview with Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, and who else is in that? Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, and Ricky Steamboat. Barry Windham cutting a promo, Dustin cutting a promo, and Ricky Steamboat cutting a promo on Rick Rude off screen. Bobby Eaton off screen. Nope. And Steve Austin off screen. Art Barr against Big Josh. Instead, let's have a 2v2 of Art and Eddie. Take on faces, males. They can stake on Todd Champion and Firebreaker Chip. That's fine with me. Stick Art Barr over. Boop. Interview with Tully Blanchard. Yeah, it's fine as it is, to be honest. Then in the main event, instead of Z-Man against George South, let's have Arn Anderson take on face, male, Big Josh. With Anderson going over. Nice. All looks good. 69 would not be penalised. Match angle, match angle. Let's run it. WCW Power Hour opening. Off to a good start. Didn't have much heat and embarrassing wrestling. King Kalua defeated El Gigante in 5:44 with a power slam. Video featuring the Steiner brothers. Pillman defeated Steve Armstrong in 6:29 with an air Pillman. Interview with Larry Zbyszko and the Dangerous Alliance. The Diamond Stud defeated the Italian Stallion in 8:33 with a death drop. Interview with Wyndham, Rhodes and Steamboat. Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat. Art Barr and Eddie Guerrero defeated the WCW Patriots when Art Barr pinned Chip with a frog splash. Interview with Tully. And then about which had good heat and decent wrestling, and defeated Big Josh in 7:31 by pinfall with a DDT. Boom. And on the next show, we'll run WCW. This has been a very long TEW stream, longer than I normally do, so I want to thank you, Timu, for being here and hanging out. It does mean the world. Stay safe, look after yourself, and I'll probably be back tomorrow. Stay safe. Thank you, man. See ya. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope the mod goes well.